to this faculty. Today, I am going to discuss with you about the personal grooming, which is one of the important topic that we have to discuss since we are going to graduate as a employable graduate. So keep in mind, we are going to be graduated as an employability graduate. So we need to have an understanding of personal grooming as a scope of or as an aspect of one of the soft skill, in other words, to be employability. Yeah, right. So this is actually, as I told you earlier, this is one of a soft skill that you have to develop with you in your mind and your way of exposure, because looking your best for work is a very much important. In the today's world of work, to get an employment, we have to develop our personality. Actually, grooming is one of the aspect of the personality. I think that topic also already discussed. However, grooming is a part of personality development. So after your graduation, you have to looking for your best for the work. So there is a proverb: the best impression is the best impression. According to that, we have to create the impression that will last forever. So that is the creating the impression, a lasting one. So when we are going to be graduated, so now you are joining as a fresh first year student. So during your course of studies, you will be here during 4 years. So then during the 4 years, we will give you hard skills along with the soft skill throughout our curriculum. So we are going to provide you so many subjects in relation with the management. At the same time, through that curriculum development, we plan to increase your soft skill also. But importantly, that is your duty to create the best impression in your mind that will be lasting forever, even to join in the lecture classes, lectures. At the same time, after the graduation, you are supposed to enter into the world market, job market. So now that will be created by this impression. So let's discuss what is grooming. Right. Now I will switch off my video and continue. Right. What is grooming? You know earlier the word grooming, my dear students? My dear students, you know what is grooming? Yeah, I got two messages. Train to something. Yeah, frankly, to be frank, something. Number said no. Okay, fine. Are there any responses, please? You may talk now. It is a base. It is a place where you can talk. So it's a very friendly lecture. Feel friendly. Okay. There is you may that mean shape yourself. So I got one opinion in Tamil. That mean you can shape your behavior. Okay, fine. I'm expecting one or two answers, please. Then I will move to the other topic. Okay, now this is not the exam, so it's a very friendly session. You may share your opinions and idea, so that I can continue the sessions in a very interesting way. this is very useful, but there is no exam under this topic, but it's a very separate and additional supplementary topic that we plan to give you. Right. Yeah, I got another comments. Adapting to something. Okay, fine. So adapting your behavior. Right, let's see now. I just say my appreciation to those who have sent your comments. Please be participated in this session, interactive, be interactive, very good. So that will be very good for you. Even this is actually the good experience throughout this orientation program. You can learn how you may be interactive with the session. Right, very good. I got another opinion that personal improvement, fine. Other idea, getting used to a new environment. Okay, right. Let's see what is grooming actually is. Yeah, personal grooming is important for a positive self-image, and every effort should be made to encourage and assist the resident to maintain a pleasing and attractive appearance. So what you all said through this discussion, so adaptive to the new environment or shaping our behavior. So all these things also a part of psychology, but part of personality development. But the grooming is actually that is that exhibit a positive image, self-image of everyone. So in order to maintain a pleasing and attractive appearance, so that is actually grooming. Yeah, somebody said the personality development. Okay, it's a part of personality development. So how we are going to show our appearances in attractively? Appearance mean not the physical, or as well as physical and the same by mental wise also, not the physical, only mental, mental exposure also. Yeah, it's a creating a good image of ourselves. Okay, very good. Right. Now we'll move to the, now you know the understanding of what is grooming. Actually, grooming is a part of personality development, which is very important for the positive self-image, and everyone effort should be made to encourage it. So why we are going to make it? To maintain a pleasing and attractive appearance, to show our good posture to the audience. So wherever we are going to work, wherever we are going to face the interview, or during this 4-year program, you are going to expose yourself at the lecture classes, presentations, the attendance for in the during the lecture times. So how you are going to interact with the lecturer. So many things so far you have learned, but I will only focus about the grooming within the limited time. I think, my dear students, now you know what is grooming. Right. Grooming, normally some personal grooming habits, we on and off, we forget to do this because the life of the world is so busy. So we are also always seem to be busy. So then we ignore our personal grooming habits sometimes, most of the time. So grooming habits involve all the aspect of your body, mainly. You see here, the overall cleanness, your hair, your nails, your teeth, your uniform, that means your dress and your makeup, etc. So these are some of the focal area in the personal grooming should address. Right. Why should we develop our personalities? So it's a brainstorming session. You may now chat with me. If you like, you may talk to me, not to me, to others. So this session, that means everyone can share your ideas, everyone can get it. So please now text your opinion, and I will give you 2 minutes for this. So you may just chat me if you fear to talk. So, but I appreciate if you are going to express your ideas. Right. Now you may start your sharing. Why should we develop our personalities? You just think you are now after your school session, you are going to enter into the university as a first year. So you will be here maximum 4 years. So after the 4 year, you will be graduated as a BBA graduate, Bachelor of Business Administration, and you are going to enter into the job market. So why you now should develop your personalities? Please text me your opinion. Yeah, I got one answer. Creating to get respect from others. Excellent point. Yeah, fine. Construct a network with the people without fear. Of course. Be a better listener. Okay, fine. Yeah, please some more answers, some more suggestions. Yes, of course. To be a potential person for the society, to encourage our life, become a successful person with the good communication skills, with communication.
ඔයා ඒකට ගියේ නෑනේ හින්දා මේ නම්බරේ තියෙන එක නම් ඔයා වයින් කරලා. කවුද මේ 167?
Yeah, please unmute.
ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ ඔයා ඇඩ් කරලා. ඇඩ් කරලා ඔයා.
Right. Okay, now I will conclude with your opinions and suggestions. So why we are going to develop our personalities? Because we have to show to get respect from others, to construct a network with other people without fear, and be a listener, to be a potential person for the society, to get encourage our life, become a successful person with good communications, be a good, unique person in everything. Very good, excellent point. And to be a better person in the society, to live as a good citizen in front of the society, good. To be individual person among the persons, that means you have to show your uniqueness among the others. To lead our society, to achieve our aim, impressive others, very good. To impressive, to get impression of others. Right. I think we have come up with so many good points. Okay, I appreciate those who have sent your opinions. Fine. Right. Now you got that why we should develop our personalities. No, if you are if you show your exposure to the students or among the lecturers in front of the students during your presentation session, or when you are going to face an interview, so wherever you go in with the interacting the people, so at that time you have to show your good image, positive self-image. That means the other parties, the audience should understand you. You are the good. You have a unique characteristic than the others. So that is the important thing we are going to develop our personalities. Right. Now we will move to the okay. Then we got another point to make a self-confidence, of course. So if we have very good personality, then we may have a confidence on with us that we are very confident persons. Right. A good personality will be a greatest asset to you, a greatest asset, and it's provide a sustainable competitive edge. Now, if you are going to face the interview, for example, so there are one position or one job available, but there are many competitors to face the interview. So then all have the certificates and everything, but if you show your uniqueness of your exposure, your personality, so then maybe a good communication or maybe a good appearance or whatever. So then that will be sustainable comparative advantages. Then it will help to build interpersonal relationship. No? When you are working with the team student team members, or when you are working with other groups of students, maybe with second year or third year, maybe interpersonal relations with me, with the lecturers. So then if you have a good personality, then it's easier to build the interpersonal relationship. Okay, the self-confidence, you have already notified that. Good communication, fine, it also already narrated. And increase your self-worth and self-esteem. That will increase your self-worth and self-esteem. That means you have a sense of your self-worthiness. You feel better. I have a good personality. Then in your mind, you may feel that. So that will increase your self-worth and self-esteem. Right, we'll move to the next slide now. We'll now discuss some important factor for a good personality. Good health. First, we have to see our good health. If you want to communicate with others, if you want to interact with others, if you want to show our good positive self-image, we have to maintain good health. Now, what is good health? What is health? Normally, people say that if a health is there, so I have a average, a good BMI, good growth, and everything is in the required level. So then I am maintaining a good health. Some people say that. But that is not the health. That's a part of health. That is actually physical. So normally the health narrated by the even World Health Organization, WHO, health is including physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and social. So all these will be included under the health. So we have to maintain physically good, emotionally good, mentally good, spiritually good, as well as socially good. So if we have to maintain, this is the good place you are going to maintain your good health. During your studies, after the even studies, you are going to work in the organization. So wherever you are going to maintain your good health. So for example, let me say that physical. So that is, I have already shared you. So you have to maintain a good balance, nutrition food. You have to have the nutrition food, and you have to maintain your average BMI, your everything. You have to have your record fat level. So that is the actually physical thing based on the meals also. Then we'll discuss some tips how to maintain your physical health. So your meals, your sports, your leisure time, free time, how do you spend your leisure? So everything, your sleep, so that will you maintain, that will be considered in a physical health. That will be an indicator that you are in a good health physically. Then you have to maintain emotional. What is emotional health? So whenever you are happy, whenever you feel sad, whenever you feel surprised, so you have to, that means expose your emotions where appropriate. So that is emotional health. But if you get hot tempered or angry, so if you are unable to control your anger, so that means that is you are not maintaining emotional health. You have to maintain a balanced emotion. So in a record level, you have to show your anger. Even sometime in our life, everyone, sometime we will be happy, sometime we will be sad. So some occurs will be unexpected. Sometimes we may go for the frustration. For example, now you are going to face the first year examination. Sometimes you may be unable to do the exam very well. So then actually that will give you some frustration. But you have to know how to maintain that frustration. So if you are unable to maintain that one, you will go for the severe mental diseases. So that is actually emotional. You have to maintain or handle your emotions. So emotional health, that's very much important during your course of studies. If you are going to work with your students, with your other groups, you are going to share your accommodation with your friends. So at that time, you want to maintain a good balance between your body and your mind. So that is actually emotional. So we will deeply discuss this area in our subject psychology for life. I will be handling this subject for you. All right. Now the mental health. So here sometime emotional and mental will be treated interchangeably. But however, I may differentiate these two here. So emotions mean how we are going to express our feelings. So that is emotions. But mental here in the sense of our cognitive intentions. For example, our concentration. For example, I am delivering the lecture session. You have to pay your concentration to this session. If you are unable to pay your concentration, that means you are not maintaining your mental health. So you have to be physically, emotionally healthy at the same time. You have to be mentally health as well. So how to maintain mental health? That will be an indication that you are going to concentrate in the lectures. You are able to solve your own problems. Some students they may do not know how to solve their problem. So for example, one student last 4 years back, one student came and said he is unable to unable to manage with the English. So he is very poor in English. He said that. So then he was frustrated. He said that I want to give up the course because I was unable to handle the language. So language is a barrier, not a issue challenge. No, it's a barrier. It's just a small problem, not a challenge. So it will be overcome. No, it would be overcome. So, but he would mentally disturbed. So then he did not attend the lectures regularly. After 3 or 4 months, he was prepared to go home. That means mentally that we are unable to solve our problem. So in many aspects we may face the problems. You know? So we have to be able to solve a problem. We have to critically analyze. So that is the mental health. If, for example, if your second year student will come and say, today we will boycott the lecture, we are going to do something against the administration. Sometimes there will be some normal, So then as a student, you have to analyze that point. Some students, they do not know what is happening. They just join with the seniors, what they're telling. So, but you have to analyze what is the problem, whether it is whether how can we critically analyze and how to solve this by ourselves. So, likewise, we have to critically analyze whatever problem it is. Even in the social media, so some student may say some opinions against some society. For example, we have ethnic cultural community here, not in the university. In many universities, many workplaces in the country there are. So if a student says something against to the one community, so then others also criticizing and they may take a bad negative image attitude and they also against to that. So, but as an individual, we do not believe any messages from the social media. We have to analyze what is the impact, whether it is true or wrong. So then only you have to, even to send a comment on your social media, you have to analyze that one, whether it is a good or whether it is a true or false like that. So then don't believe all the false information and addict to that. You have to analyze mentally. So that is the skill you have to health you are going to maintain. Right. Likewise, the spiritual health. So then that is based on your culture, your religion. So then the belief with the God, a belief of your religion. So you may have to develop your spirituality. No? So then that is also sometime if you are okay with the physically okay, mentally okay, emotionally okay, but you are not doing well in your religious wise, spiritual wise duties and commitment to the society, but that also will be you are not good health, you are ill health. So spiritually also you want to maintain your health. Other one is social health. Very important point, social health. But you just suppose you are physically fit, you are emotionally okay, your mental, your critical analysis, problem solving method, everything is okay. You are spiritually all okay. What is social? Social health means you have to show that you are a member of the society or a group. For example, you are in a first year student. Now you are in a social member in your first year student. So you have to make an interpersonal relationship with other friends. In the lecture room, in the lecture hall, when we are going to give you a group assessment assignment, a teamwork assessment, you have to work with the team. You can't say, I want to be alone. I like to be alone. I don't like to work with others. You can't say that. There are some students, there are some people like that. They do not work with the team. They want to be alone. So that is some of the personality characteristic. But you have to develop that. So this is the place where you can develop these skills. University is the good place, then the schools and other institutions. So then you can develop your social skill, how to interact with others, how to express your communication, your ideas and comments to the other group of members. So that is actually social health. At the same time, if you are going to be in the hostel, so in the hostel there will be other students also, hostelers will be accommodating or accompanied with you. So then you have to adjust to their behavior. So you are said some at the very beginning I have asked you what is grooming. So somebody said adapt to a new situation. So in the hostel there will be, for example, let me say 3 students are in the hostel. One is you, another 2 members are sharing with you. Then everyone will be different characters, different attitude, different perception, different image. But you have to develop the social, everyone should develop the social skills, how to interact with others, how to adjust ourselves in accordance with their needs. No? So that is actually social. Even after your graduations, when you are working with the organization, there you may meet some that being top of the persons, that head of the organization, or sometimes you may become the CEO of the company or organization. So under you there will be different level employees will be working. So then with everyone you have to maintain a good relationship, no, good relationship. So you have to communicate with them nicely, you have to behave with them amicably. So that is actually social health. So after all, if you are going to be with a physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and social health, then only you may feel better. I am a healthiest person. You have to consider all these aspects in the health. Okay, now we'll move to the next slide. There's a lady. So she's from Austria. So Lizzie Velasquez is her name. So she was born physically, born with one of the physical syndrome, so physical disorder. So that means low weight and ugly. That means different face, maybe differently able, disabled, like that. So she's very ugly and this that. So she became now in that now I think she is now 35 years now. She's from Austria. Now you just search from the Google, who is Lizzie Velasquez. You just search after the session finished. No? So it's a very interesting story behind her. She is very naturally, basically, genetically, she was born in ugly and with the physical syndrome, low weight, very ugly to see. You see the legs and like that. It's a very born shape like that. But she realized I'm ugly. She realized I am ugly. So then how she felt that she want to appear, interact with the people. She want to show herself to the uh, society. So she think she estimate herself the ugly is one of the strength. She feels that. So she value yourself, what you have in your mind. So she did that I'm ugly, but then the others I'm ugly. So I have a different characteristic, ugliness. So that is my value. She feel that. So she appeared on the social media and like that. So she appeared with the face of social media, so the responses from the uh, that mean members from the others uh, in a very negatively. That means Why you come with this face? If I were with you like you, I will be committed suicide. So why you are coming with this face like that? She got so many negative, unpleasant opinions and views, except few. But she did not give up that. She is a very famous lady. She is serving in the community service also. In the one of she has take part in the film also in America. So now she's a well-known popular person. So then the mass media people, the media people came and said that what you are going to share with the society. She said that uh, I am the best in the beauty. I have asset to my ugly as an asset. I feel that is my beauty. I'm unique from others. So now this is the response she expressed. So that means she valued herself in a positive way. Even though we have negative, we have to convert that into positive. So it's a very good example given. So what we are doing now, whatever we are lacking, we compare the lacking part with others. We don't find what we have in with us. So we do not search our positive. Only we are finding our negative, and we worried, and we hurt ourselves like that. So we have to respect ourselves. We have to value ourselves. So don't expect and value from others. You first respect you, your idea, your face, your behavior, everything you like yourself first. Then you value yourself. Then only we may become a very self-confident persons, and also we will be very self-esteemed, higher self-esteem one. So then you have to identify your physical attributes, your individual talents, your education, your appearance, your social status, your job, your background. In everything you have to analyze and forget the positive one from these things. Whatever you have, you just analyze, and that is your asset. You feel that. Then you will become. Don't always search the negative things. What you don't have. For example, if you are not in a, that means maybe you may be poor. Some student will be rich. Don't compare that I am a poor. My other students are rich. So if you compare, starting the comparing with your higher people, automatically you will be demotivated. So you forget that. You can compare, only you may compare with the lower one. So you just say that what you have now, you have to identify your talents, inherent talents, and you invest on that. So that is your respect and value yourself. If you have some bad attitude, if you have some negative, you flash it. You put into the flash and put it flash, and that will go on. Then move on. If you maintain your healthy, you may maintain your healthy food. So this is the just a simple sharing. You may have your vitamins, your starch, your any milk and other fats item, for the energetic item, protein. So everything you have to have a balanced nutrition food. So some students these days, these nuclear world, the children are not having all the things, even fruits, vegetables, milk, with a very balanced food. Only they prefer to a certain items, and they just continue to take it. So don't take fast food very much. Now you are going to enter into a university. Most probably you will be coming in by next month, by 1 month. At the time, you have to consider your balanced food. So then only you will maintain your that physical health. If you maintain a physical health only, automatically you will be mentally also fit, because sometimes if you are, most of the children now, most of the students, most of the people have nowadays, everybody, if you ask that, they may say, I have a gastritic problem. No? So the gastritis problem in the sense, so then you are going to not maintaining a good balanced food and behavior and other habits. No? So if you feel that one normal, mentally also sometimes you will be disturbed. So you have to maintain your balance. So drink as much as possible, drink more water mainly. Then avoid some fast food items. So take concentrated fruits, vegetables, and with other also parallelly with other nutritions. So then you have to maintain a good eat healthy food. Other one is exercise. You have to do exercise. Nowadays, we don't have much time to exercise. Some students or some people say that no time to even go to the exercise. So in the university, if you come here, you have a very good places. Your grip, that mean your ground, playground, playground, and also as gymnasium. So then everything you have, even your hostel, you if you do not go outside your hostel, your front yard, no, your maybe you can walk for a while every morning and evening. If you are a hosteler, you may walk. You may use the opportunity. We have a very good, nice environment in this university. Others also at home in the other students who are coming from this in district, you may have to have some exercise at your home. No need to, you can't say that I don't have a gym here, I don't have some other equipment. So at home, simply you may follow some tips, you may follow some videos, and you may do. At least you have to have a walk, a 10 minutes walk. So then that is the exercise you have every day you have to follow to show you a good impression. So then physically you will be fit. Also, you have to maintain your personal hygiene. Whenever every day you are going to come to the lecture, and even after that you are going to work organization. So even at home, you are every day you want to show a good personal hygiene you want to maintain, right? I hope that you can understand, right? And you are going to interact with the people in the lecture hall and with others. So you have to physically some discharge. There may be some disturbing order, so then you have to avoid some body odor because you are going to work with others, be seated with others. And also you have to take a daily bath. You may use deodorant, these things, and you have to wear the clean clothes. That you know that, that you will come like that. But however, I want to say these also will be giving some good impression among the other people. Then for the sweating also inevitable. We are in the higher temperature zone. So nowadays in December we don't have, but however, most of the time we feel very hot. So then sweating will be inevitable. So the normal whole body sweats 1 liter per day. So eat more water as much as possible. So that is the a simple idea. You have to maintain that. So when you come to the lecture hall, you have to bring a water bottle with you. Then you just wherever you go, you maintain water. Now, sometimes our students, even we also, if we have a lecture, we're busy, then we forget sometimes drink much water. So it will create some problem. So personally, that's a booming. Personally, then day by day, in due course, we will be sometimes in health. Lack of water may create some other problems with us in our body, no? So then after that, we will be mentally disturbed. So then normally drinking water as much as possible is very good remedy to improve our healthy. And also you avoid bad breath. Then here your cavities in your teeth, lung infections, overlapping or extra teeth, consumption of spicy food, use of antibiotics, smoking, empty stomach, dry mouth. So these will sometimes create some bad impression when you are working with people. When you, because you are not to be sitting in a one room for the whole, even in the lecture room, for example, 150 students will be one lecture. So you have to work with others. You have to sit with others. So you want to maintain that one. If you, for example, if you have your empty stomach, so for a line, if you do not have a breakfast, you have come to the lecture, hurry to the lecture, but you didn't have your breakfast. Also, you didn't drink some water, then your stomach will be empty, but there will be a bad smell come throughout your mouth. So that will actually will be disturbing with others. So then a bad impression, other people will think you about you in a bad way, bad impression. So that's what we had to use of these things. Right. So also your nails, clean your nails and hands and feet. You should maintain your clean nails and hands, etc. and feet also. So then I know that you will do these things anyway. I have to once again remember to you. Right. These are some nail keeping some tips for how to make your clean and feet. Right. Other one is you have to maintain your daily skin care. You have to that is also your exposure. You have to maintain your skin care also. Right. Also, you have to maintain your healthy hair. So then you have to wash your hair frequently. You may use shampoo is better than soap. Select a shampoo to suit to your hair type. Then use a conditioner for soft, shiny, and manageable hair. So sometimes mostly other non-covered students, non-covered students in the sense, except the Muslims, others, you are going to normally visible, your hair is visible. So you have to maintain a healthy hair. Even other students also even covered with the scarf inside. You have to maintain a good because even if there are in your hair, if there are much lice in your hair, then you will be disturbed in studying and leading and learning and everything. So you want to maintain your good hair uh, for your good exposure. Even it's a small thing, but it will create a bad impression if you do not maintain a good hair. Right. Other one is your posture. So how you are going to posture. So then some students, some children, people, the way they expose your posture, that will be also physically showing a good impression. So these two are not bad. You have to straight, balanced, upright posture is the very good position. You have to maintain that one also. Right. These styles additionally. Right. Sit correct. The way you sit when you are going to work with you are going to be in the lecture room continuously for 3 hours, then continuous lecture will be held, and then after these lecture sessions you want to work with your laptop, the lesson. So you have to maintain a very good correct uh, sitting posture, so that will be physically showing a good impression. So these are some good posture. So very comfortable. So you are trained, no? Then you have to uh, maintain a good posture to maintain even your health. Right. Other one is the last one is first for your success. So you want to maintain a good dress for your success. So then because 90% of your body is covered with the clothes, so clothing you wear is the tag you carry. So then you had to your dress style should be very acceptable by the working organization. For example, now I can say, right, your smart dressing, you have to choose in the according to the situation. So at the very beginning you told that adapt to a new environment, adapt to the situation is one of the personality. So actually that is true. Your dress also indicated to a different situations. For example, formal wear. So when you come to the lecture, you should wear a formal wear. So officially the trousers, if boys, trousers or shoes, no? Then a belt. So with that, so then likewise, that's a formal. So some time if you go to the wedding, so there you may be different. So then that is a formal. So office wear. So you have to here. I want to emphasize the lecture time also. You have to be specifically uniform in the sense in a school you have the uniform, but here according to the corporate image you may wear. For example, sometime if you are going to the lecture, so I think normally we do not. Sometimes some students are coming, but we prefer some students with the good corporate image. Wearing t-shirt in the lecture room is not a good official wear. It will give you a bad impression about you. You have to maintain a very good. I think your seniors, your other batches, they maintain a very nice manner. So then full sleeve shirts with shoes. This is the way they will come. Even after the evening parties or evening casual sports, then other evening sessions or some informal sessions, you may wear whatever you want, but you have to be very strictly follow some. Even though there's no rules that you have to wear like this, but you have to maintain that. So how I want to be in the same time, sometime in the lecture presentation time. So some presentation time, you should look so smart by means of wearing a good uh, dresses. So sometime your senior batch student, they for the presentation, most of the Sinhalese and Tamil students will come with the black and white. So that's a very good thing to see that one. So then office presentation time, you have to wear in the official wear. So then this is smart. You have to dress smart according to a different situation. They are appropriate, right? So these are the things I want to share with you, right, my dear students. Now I give you 5 minutes to share your on feeling, because we have a meeting today. The meeting is going on. I want to join with that. So please, I will be here for 5 minutes. You just record your